Welcome back to my channel. I put a warning at the beginning of the video. Also, I will spell some of the words. The Director of Public Prosecution releases allegations against Pathways International, Andre Ruddock, and his murder charge. The accuser, Andre Ruddock, was employed by Dr. Kevin Smith to take care of his animals and to perform other jobs. According to witness accounts, Dr. Smith was addressed by the titles His Excellency, Daddy, or Father. He later asked to be addressed as His Majesty because he was the king. In the initial days of its establishment, the church operated like an ordinary church. One witness alleges that about 2 weeks before the incident, Dr. Smith began to act strange and change what he taught in the church. Dr. Smith said Selassie was God and told his congregants that they could listen to secular music from people like Sizzla, Capleton, Buju Banton, and others. Dr. Smith also told his congregants that they could smoke WEED because it can carry them to a higher level of consciousness. It's alleged that if Dr. Smith wanted a donation from the church and he believes a particular member had money and didn't want to give it to him, he would say the member would CRASH and DIE, and he would send out his wrath on that member, on his or her family. Dr. Smith would allegedly use threatening terminology to get the money, and his method was described as dictatorial. If a particular member and family wanted to proceed on vocation, the member would have to seek permission from Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith said, without his covering, the member and his or her family would not pass through immigration. On October 12, 2021, Dr. Smith said the people in the church who took the vaccine would be singled out and put out of the church. Dr. Smith did not believe in the vaccine and said it was the mark of the beast. He said anyone who took the vaccine had no share and path with God and would be cut off from the light. On Saturday, October 16, members gathered at the church dressed in white, as they had been ordered to do by Dr. Smith. About 6 p.m., Dr. Smith told them before entering the church they should bow down on their knees, and he would judge them and write their names in the Lamb's Book of Life. He instructed them to cover their heads with something white, as he didn't want anyone to look on his glory. The service continued until 1 a.m. Sunday morning. On Sunday, October 17, this is the day of the incident. Witness A and the accused, Andre Ruddock, went to feed Dr. Smith animals. At about 9 a.m., Dr. Smith ordered the members to throw away all sodas and fill the water bottles with the water, and also throw away all canned foods. About 2:35 p.m., witness A observed when Dr. Smith allegedly arrived at the church in the company of the now deceased Kevon Palmer and a police officer. The church was the scene of the crime. Dr. Smith allegedly shouted that he was God in the flesh Come into the ark before it closes. He referred to the church as the ark. Witness A indicates that Dr. Smith told the members to throw away all tissues, wipes, and soaps. While disposing of the items, a bottle of wine broke. About 20 minutes later, Dr. Smith told the now deceased Palmer that whoever was in front of the wine, Palmer should cut that person's throat so that they could enter the kingdom. Smith instructed the now deceased Palmer to cut the throat of witness A and other people. Witness A said he went to the safe side. Dr. Smith told witness B that in order for him to enter the kingdom, the now deceased Palmer would have to cut his throat. Witness B knelt down in front of Dr. Kevin Smith and handed the knife to the now deceased Palmer. Witness B changed his mind and ran outside with another person. The now deceased Palmer chased witness B and the other person and stabbed them in their backs. Other members of the church lay down on the ground and covered themselves. Dr. Smith then began to destroy the glass from the altar, the window, and other items. Sometimes after, Dr. Smith gave a KNIFE to witness A and told him that he was Michael the Archangel. Dr. Smith also gave the accused Andre Ruddock a KNIFE and told him that E. Ruddock was the Archangel Gabriel. Michael Brown, now deceased, was a member of the church at the time of his demise. He was suffering from a health issue which resulted in tubes being attached to his body. Dr. Smith told Brown, "You had to die, but you will rise again, because I am the resurrection and the life." Therefore, Mr. Smith pulled the tubes from Mr. Brown, who bled to death. Mr. Smith told witness A and the accused Andre Ruddock to leave Mr. Brown to die. While the members were gathered outside the church chanting, Dr. Smith called the names of persons from a list he had in his hand. The people whose names were called were allowed to enter the church building, aka the Ark. These persons signed 999 beside their names. Thereafter, Mr. Smith signed 999 beside their names. When the now deceased Tanika Gardner arrived at the gate, she asked a little boy to assist her. The little boy said, "Pastor, she has luggage." Dr. Smith asked Miss Gardner, "Is your blood clean?" He also asked her about a health issue she was suffering from at the time. Dr. Smith asked Miss Gardner, "Do you believe I am the resurrection and the light?" Miss Gardner said yes. Dr. Smith then asked her, "Do you believe I can raise you from the dead?" Miss Gardner said yes. Dr. Simit said, "Your blood has to be cleansed. I will have to see you tear your throat." Miss Gardner said, "Yes." Dr. Smith instructed witness A to CUT Miss Gardner's throat. Witness A said no. The accused Andre Ruddock walked to where Miss Gardner was standing. When the accused Andre Ruddock got to where Miss Gardner was standing, he knelt down before him. At this point, the accused Andre Ruddock used a KNIFE to CUT Miss Gardner's throat. It is said she didn't make a sound or scream. Witness B said, Dr. Smith told the accused Andre Ruddock to CUT Miss Gardner's head right off. She is a goat. She has to DIE. She is the SACRIFICE. The accused Andre Ruddock didn't. The police stormed the church. Shots were fired from inside the church. The police returned fire. The now deceased Kevon Palmer advances towards the police, armed with a machete. When the fire stopped and the police could enter the church, they found 3 bodies: Tanika Gardner, Michael Brown, and Kevon Palmer. These are allegations in the Andre Ruddock case, as outlined by the Director of Public Prosecution.